Hey everybody, it's the Bald Man, providing you a little bit of homework assistance today. So I'm not going to go over all of the answers to this particular page. This is just the second page in the homework assignment. But just in case you're looking at this and having trouble deciphering what the questions were asking of you, I decided to step in and point out what we need to be looking at. So this says Part B, use the data and the aggregate supply and demand graphs provided to draw conclusions about the relationships between price level and aggregate equilibrium. So let's take a look at number one, right? Number one says, in the United States, what is the price and quantity of real GDP output at the long run equilibrium? Well, guys, the long run equilibrium, let me put this back. The long run equilibrium is right here, the long run aggregate supply, which means that our price, what is the price and quantity of real GDP? It needs to be at 500, and it is at price level 1, so it's P1 and $500 billion. That is the answer for number one. Now, when it asks you for the quantity of real GDP output is demanded at the price level of P2, we would look here, and then we need to figure out where it meets our demand curve, and it meets our demand curve exactly here. So we just make the trace it down until we find our answer for number two. Now, number three says if price level changes from P1, let me go ahead and erase my notes so far. It says if price levels changes from P1 to P3, will the U.S. have a GDP surplus or shortage, and what is its size? Okay, so if we are no longer here, but we are now at this price point, we can see that the price is extremely low, so it's going to create a great demand for that product, but producers are not going to be willing to supply that many products at that price point, so it's going to create a shortage, and we can see how big the shortage is going to be right there. Okay, so if we were to move on to the, let me erase that.